Spotify Premium is the best way to upgrade your listening experience.
Ooh, so hard to play against. They do end up banning the Inara, so
but
don't have to deal with that, but
no.
Carrier could just go for his bard. I mean,
I think Rakan is just way too strong in this position, isn't it? Oh, never mind. It's going to be the bard.
so they opt for the bard in this situation. I mean, Carrier is phenomenal this pick,
Yes.
don't get me wrong. I think for a lot of teams, the Rakan would have been a no-brainer, but this is definitely Carrier going to a pick that he has shown just phenomenal proficiency on. And now, Delight considering his options. They don't know the AD carry pick that's going to come through. Varus is obviously typically a strong laner, but Rakan into Bard is going to be a matchup where you have a bit less pressure. Do you still go for it? I feel like Rakan, you can navigate things a bit better than if you went Alistair.
Oh, the Jax is going to be the first consideration, though. This was actually banned in our last series when an Mbessa was locked in. Was considered a decent pick into it, but we haven't really seen very much of it. More recently, it's been dominated by the Gwen, Aurora, Rumbles of the world. And Rumble was still up, but just not elected for here by Zeus.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely need an engage pick here for Delight. And you're going to have to just accept that the lane might be a little bit tougher. Looks like he's going to lean towards the Rel instead.
Okay.
So, again, I feel like Delight has a lot of proficiency across these picks. But maybe just feels like this one poses a bit more early threat in comparison. And it does seem like we get that Sivir often picked into the Varus. That spell shield a lot of value. Does have that movement speed to kind of sync up with the Wukong and offer that engage threat. One thing this does mean as well, they didn't end up going for the Inara. It did get banned out.
Yep.
If we do end up having a situation where T1 loses game and they go on blue side, the Inara is still there to threaten. So there's that option. But I think T1, they have the ball delivery, they have this engage, they have the movement speed of the Sivir to follow up on that.
Yep.
And they have the Bard, right? You have this wave clear AD carry with the Bard freed up to make impact on the map. This feels like not as much of a slam dunk as some of the game one drafts we've seen from T1, but definitely something they're very comfortable with.
Not to mention the fact that they have the Tempered Fate Cyclone combo, right?
Yeah.
Which we saw work so incredibly well. I believe it was Gen G that got the good old 5-man Shockwave with that exact combination. And so now we are creating some Korean history where he might be able to talk about it, which would be very, very cool.
Figured that.
So we'll see whether that is what's going to go down here. HLE, so much pressure is on them.
Yeah.
And of course, it is National Liberation Day here in Korea as well. That is why we have a public holiday. So pretty cool. There was also the winner of Culinary Class Wars, which was a very popular TV show over here as well. So we've got some famous folks here turning up at Lol Park to witness what could be an historic match.
Fighting! T1 fighting! Mantul!
All right, almost blew up my eardrums. Thank you very much, T1 fans. That was very, very loud. And this is a different UI, which is kind of cool. It's kind of good to go back in time sometimes, you know, and to remember what the spectator client looked like.
Doing a little bit of history, you know?
Yeah, it is all about the history. And we are now, it's present time in the series as well, which is pretty cool. It was in the future. Now it's, no, I'm not going to do it. I said I wasn't going to do it, and now I'm doing it to myself. What am I doing?
You're going to confuse yourself.
Yeah, it's not. And we're right at the beginning of the series as well. This is a really important one. Spaker and Ono will be able to take down the first ward of the game.
Yep, nice clear.
Nice #1 in the CS column there for Faker to start things off.
I really want to see what Peanut and Zeka can do, because Xin Zhao, Galio, strong mid jungle, really strong early. I feel like Owner and Faker kind of need the ults for a bit more pressure in the mid jungle. Obviously, Zeka's going to be a bit on the back foot just because of prio, but in the skirmishes, I think the Xin Zhao, Galio are really strong from like level 3.
Yep.
And we've seen these two players struggle a bit, but if they can start to make an impact the side lanes, that's where we can really see Hle find favor.
All right, so far, Delight trying to step up, see what he can do against Carrier here. Does miss the Cosmic Binding. Might give Hle a way back into this one, as Viper is doing a good job keeping up the pressure as best he can, finding these hails of arrows. And Gumushi already relatively softened up. Of course, you're going to have a range disadvantage as the Sivir, but that Cosmic Binding was pretty good. Nice knock up onto Carrier there as the tempo heals come out from both of these supports. And Guma and Carrier getting aggressive. Both, the Ghost and the Barrier both used here as well. No flashes just yet, but that's all they've got left.
Yeah, and this is the thing with playing into double ranged as ranged melee. You know, Delight didn't quite connect on a Guma, was looking for that angle, but a good sidestep away. And the end result is Carrier Guma just kind of run Viper down. The only kind of consolation prize is because Guma has Ghost, Viper has Barrier, it doesn't end up quite as badly, but Carrier's already putting down the shrines to heal up his AD carry.
Yep. Zeus going in here, looking for the counter-strike, connects it on to Doran. Doran, of course, a bit of a Jax aficionado himself, so pretty aware of how this matchup goes, of course. Zeka finding a bit of a knock-up onto Faker. Taunt is going to connect there as well, but this Galio is not going to be winning this lane, you could say.
Good setup for ganks, but the problem is, it's really, you know, sometimes we see situations like the support comes up, the jungler's there, you get the 3-man ganks. I feel like this is something that T1 often do, but if you're going to get ganks from your support, you kind of need some freedom in the bot lane, and right now, a lot of pressure. Pressure mid, pressure bot. It's only really Zeus with pressure in his lane right now.
Yep. But he is using that pretty well. As you can see, 5 CS in the lead for the Jax. We'll have to keep our eye on it. As going for a bit of a lane gank here, as there's the magical journey set up for Carrier. Creates some distance as Viper already relatively low. As Peanut in position, but Owner is going to come on down. And T1 just pushed them away and deny them any entry. Good position there from Owner to make sure that there was no avenue in for Peanut.
Yeah, importantly, Carrier got the magical journey down before the engage came in, and actually Peanut didn't connect the Wind Become Lightning initially there onto the Bard, so managed to slide through and get away. The follow-up wasn't there. We can see Legend Group 7-0 on the Bard. 4 of those from Carrier, but Duro and Delight also having fantastic games on it.
Yeah, the Wukong also having a pretty good time as well, and this is every group, not just the Legend group. So Hle having a rough time here towards his bottom side of the map. Viper even missing that CS before they do elect to go for a little bit of a lane swap, I would assume, as Zeus is holding on to this one. Doran going to be moving back just to try and get it into a better position. And of course, Zeus doesn't exactly have the most gigantic health bar. The Peanut is coming in. There's the leap strike, and Doran not going to be able to dash his way out of that one. Into the brush goes Zeus, and Doran should be going down here. Wind Becomes Lightning, though, he's going to miss. And Doran's flash works out so well. Zeus now could be the one in trouble as Owner goes in, and they really want to repair this wave. And Zeus going to have to back away. Oh, man. I thought we were going to have a first blood in either of those lanes. We're still waiting.
Yep, great cover there from Owner, and Doran just doing it basically as well as he can to mitigate that play. You know, Peanut not having the flash available, not able to follow up immediately on that is a bit of a difference. Oh, Zeka does have the phase rush, so he's not going to be in any trouble.
Yep, he'll be all right. Control ward does go down here in Peanut's jungle.
But now the swap that comes through isn't quite as good as what Hle had hoped for as a result of that. And we have Viper at a bit of a deficit compared to Guma. We do have pretty even in terms of Doran and Zeus, but all things considered, Zeus was the one with the fresh advantage. He's, you know, only 2 farm down, but not ahead.
Yeah,
we do have that deficit in the bot lane.
They're looking to keep this swap going as well. Doran is just walking back towards his top lane, did have the teleport available, but the waves were just meeting. And so he is able to just walk his way back. So teleport advantage over here for T1. And now Viper out of that lane that was a little bit of a difficulty as Delight is going to move in. Finds his former top laner trying to have fun and says that he's not allowed to do that. But still, Doran is going to be standing his ground. We'll be able to pick up some of the farm. Carrier moving towards his top side. And it is going to be that swap coming in. Yeah, this is a little bit of a scary situation, but they do have this control ward down here. Gumayusi is going to show himself. They really want this cannon, but they're only going to get the experience. And I think that makes sense. 3 versus 2 wasn't looking great. And there can still be a teleport back here from Doran. Carrier can just take this magical journey to get himself out, so he'll be fine. Boomerang Blade is going to connect. Gold entirely even between the two teams. No one really finding headway just yet. Does feel like the tempo vibes are in T1's favor though, you know?
Yeah, it does feel tense. And the thing is, a gold maybe even overall, but that Sivir getting this much of an advantage already with the call in pocket doesn't feel too great.
And I also love the mystery UI as well. We don't necessarily know how much the lead is. It's all right, Faker, will he get taunted? He does. But too close to the turret. Zeus not wanting to go for anything. Phase Rush getting the Galio out. Flash has to be invested here by Carrier as he gets the 2-man ult. There's the magical journey as well. Immediate flash from Viper gets him out of there, and now Peanut looking for an angle. It could be Carrier that they can jump towards because he doesn't have his flash. The heroic entrance to deliver the Galio, and there's first blood over to Viper. The angry orange coming out there as well as it does come in. Justice Punch going to connect as well as the Cyclone has to be invested here by the Wukong. And the Orianna is just taking crockery in the mid lane. We'll be able to take that first plate as we can see there. But HLE get first blood. It's good news.
Yeah, good play from HLE overall, but it was a good amount invested to make that happen. And as you said, Fake will pick up a plate in return. Has a good CS advantage over Zeka right now. But ultimately, the Galio insurance kind of made sure the play was going to go in their favor. Carrier just overstepping a little bit, was down the magical journey, was down the flash, ends up getting punished as a result.
All right, Guma stepping up, and Viper is going to shoot him once.
Yeah, it was a little scary there, actually, because he'd been a spell shield and Viper had ult. I think maybe... I mean, he'd been his ability, so probably not the best time to look for it, but now looking for these grubs.
All right, let's see whether they can actually fight for this one.
Zek is resetting. He's going to TP back in.
Yep, kind of an awkward position, but there's a very aggressive teleport. Still, the flash in from Delight to try and lock down Carrier. Doesn't quite have anywhere to go, so he is going to be the sacrificial lamb. T1 did manage to take 2 of the grubs, though, so already they do secure the objective. They do sacrifice Carrier for it. And Doran, he's the one taking plates on this side. And T1 always just so good at giving something up in order to take something else, and that is why this gold is completely even still, even though the 2 kills have gone to HLE.
I feel like they're just so quick to just cut loose and say, you know what, Carrier, you're the sacrifice, you disengage, it's fine, and they keep Doran pushing the side lane, he'll get those plates. They've already gotten the 2 grubs, so they've already gotten the prize they want from the play. They're happy to sacrifice their support in order to get an advantage for Doran. Now, though, looking for a play here. This is Faker coming in alone.
Yeah, we've seen teleports like this not go so well today, as there's the Magnus Storm. Faker looking for the angle, but everyone shows up, and Delight's able to tank the turret. So that was not the teleport that he wanted. Maybe don't listen to Morgan next time when you get TP advice.
Yeah, definitely. You could see HLE setting up. There's Xin Zhao getting the knockup stacked up, even with the flash, even with the ult. Not really working out too favorably. But we will see an answer from T1. You know, more plates taken down mid, Dragon being started on the bot side. Now, though, it feels like HLE finally get a bit more of a significant advantage because they've got some plates to the top side as well. Do have more for gold lead.
Yep.
We'll see if they can get in position. I don't think it'll be in time to answer this Dragon.
The light is going to move over. Peanut was thinking about stopping the Raptors, but I think that he is still just going to let this one go. Down to 7. No vision, so wasn't ever an issue here for T1. As another plate probably going to go down towards Gumayusi here. As we can see, there is a couple of caster creeps. But let's have a look at this teleport one more time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard to do anything in this position because Peanut's got the knockup stacked up. The instant ult does go for the shockwave, but also Delight's the one who gets aggro, and he uses the crash down to disengage from the tower and get the shield.
Yeah, it was a pretty telegraphed type situation here, especially with how teleport works now. You can just see them coming in.
Yeah, the timing is very hard to mess up.
Yeah, you also don't really need to time it because Magnus Storm just sticks around and it'll get you anyway.
Yeah, I mean, definitely want the initial yank.
Yeah, the initial yank is handy.
But, I mean, overall, it's still a lead for HLE, right? So it's still, I think they're pretty happy, but they're down in terms of 1 grub and they're down in terms of the Dragons, so T1 have been managing to trade across when these things happen, but the game's still very close overall with how things have played out.
Certainly is. Now, some vision being swept out here by Hle. They want to try and hold on to the position that they have in this game. I think this top lane is going to be such an important place to look out for in this one, because Doran has been so good at making this M-Vesa work, not only in the lane, but also in team fights. Oh, sidestep from Zeus there.
And that was Doran is so strong. This Eclipse spike on M-Vesa is such a scary one to play around with. And in comparison, Zeus has, what, a Phage?
Yeah.
Plated steel cap, so...
And a cheeky longsword.
Yeah, he's not really too much of a threat in return.
Will be able to hold on to his own, though, in this lane, as we can see. Slight CS advantage for Zeus. So certainly good news, but they are just leaking plates. This is pretty problematic, because if T1 are ever able to, you know, take that first tower and transition that to even more, could be problematic here, as Delight was looking for an angle, doesn't quite get it, but Zeus does manage to clear out this wave. Will finally be able to go back. We'll see whether he can actually afford the Trinity Force, as he has been in lane a long time, and Ona does have his, so I'd expect that Zeus should be pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Finishing boots sets you back a good amount.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Won't have it quite yet. He's going to TP top just to maintain the pressure. Won't have that available from that Dragon's up in 2.5 minutes.
Well, Gumushi did want to take this away, and he does. Just steals it. The king of stealing stuff away from people.
Yeah.
Peanut could have pressed a smite, but decided he needed that.
It's one of those ones where, like, you know, if you get stolen on something like a Baron by an AD carry, that's kind of on you, because, like, you should be smiting that. But when it's like a Raptor camp, like, maybe you want to save smite for something, it just feels bad, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, really?
Well, Ona is in this brush, as Delight just delivers himself to Faker and Carrier. He is going to have to crash his way out, as the Shockwave doesn't collect the horse pants lady.
Yeah, just crash out of that one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Not a full crash out, though, thankfully.
Yeah, fortunately. But definitely a bit of threat there, bit of danger sensed when he went over that wall. But it's just a lot of poking and prodding from these two teams. Neither team really going too crazy with anything yet. We do have Dragon up in 1.5 minutes, which is likely going to be that next big pressure point.
It's the calm before the storm. You can feel it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Certainly something going on here. As 4 creeps until the cull is going to be cashed in here for Gumushi as well. As soon as that happens, I could imagine this gold lead is pretty much going to evaporate. It will be this wave that he gets to take it down. There it goes. And so now there's, what, 400 gold in it? Not anything really to worry about here, as Peanut on the crab. And we've got sort of a bit of a solo lanes in the side lanes type scenario here, with the Galio manning the top side of the map. Of course, heroic entrance means that Zeka can be there a little bit earlier, as they are trying to aim for a bit of a dragon angle, you could imagine.
It's Dragon and Herald up, so they'll be deliberating between those two. You can see both teams trying to set up in the Dragon area. It's also Chemtech Dragon second, so good chance of a decent soul. Zeus is now going up towards top lane, where Doran's just pushed in. Remember, he doesn't have TP, so he kind of has to find a window to move wherever he wants to go. Well, Viper was definitely intending to miss, to bait the spell.
Yes, no, exactly.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, needed to make sure that Gumushi didn't get any value out of the shield. It's very, very important to get close enough to almost hit, but not actually hit.
Yeah.
That's the next level play. Obviously, we're being a little facetious here. Zeka now moving himself towards his bottom side. Zeus picks up that wave like you were talking about. His Trinity Force is completed, though. It's going to be a big deal, as the Rift Herald has been started up. Vision is there for T1, though. They will be able to come over and answer this. Delight will be able to clear out the Vision. Let's see whether T1 can actually make a play for this one. Tempered Fate is available. Carrier can be pretty annoying, as the teleport is going to be invested. Carrier's taking a lot of damage, but he can do a lot of disruption from a long way away, as all T1 are grouped up. On the hunt has been popped. His own wall steals their lunch money. That's a way to do it, as the Winds of War come out, but a little bit late there is Zeka, unfortunately. And now T1, fancy a fight. They want to be able to pick up this eye. There's the Magnet Storm to try and pick up this Ambessa. She goes golden though. The heroic entrance is mistimed, and Doran not even able to pick up the eye. It's Owner that's able to collect it there, but the Ambessa is going to go down, and now right into the Rift Herald immediately goes T1's jungler Zeus, keeping himself alive for such a long time as Carrier down to 200 health, but there is the first turret going over to T1 as well.
And Hle cannot help but be frustrated with the outcome of that. Owner slinks in, steals it away. They try and force the fight after it, but I feel like the ult from the Bard just killed all the momentum in that fight. And even though they did get Doran in the end, I just don't think it really means anything.
Yeah, turret is going to be answered here by Hle, but first turret was already gone in favor of T1. Oh my goodness, T1 finding their way back into this one. Hasn't actually translated into a gold lead, but let's have a look at this again.
Is committed onto Doran here, because they don't end up getting a big AoE engage. They basically commit so much onto the top laner here. So it's the Light's ult that comes through with the stun. And then it's the follow-up from Viper's ult as well. The stun from Zeus, the ult from the Galio, all getting next to no value because the stasis that comes out from Carrier and then the flash from Doran. And shit, does Doran go down? Yes. But it just completely kills the momentum of Hle in the fight. And the thing with Hle as well, they don't have that much sustained DPS, right? A very bursty composition with like the Poke Varus and the Galio. So once that momentum's gone, it's very hard to get back.
Let's check this one out from Owner again. He picks up the eye, immediately puts it down and gets in. And he was the one that was low, right? And so takes it for a drive. This drift was kind of sick as well, as you can see. Able to get on over, takes first turret.
I think it might have been Doran who put the eye down and he picked up afterwards, no?
I think Doran kind of dashed over the eye instead of actually picking it up. That's what I saw on my screen anyway.
Okay.
But I might be wrong. So never mind, Doran did pick it up.
Okay.
So he went back and got it.
Teamwork.
Yep. It looked a bit weird because the eye was like still there for a really long time after Doran got over the top. But at least he managed to get it out. So that's actually why, I didn't see it get picked up because he immediately put it straight back down again.
Yeah. But yeah, so, I mean, even the fact that Hle have this kill lead, I think T1 feeling pretty good. They broke the mid-tier 1, ahead in gold just slightly. I mean, it's still a close game, don't get me wrong. And Hle did get the Chemtech Dragon, so it's one apiece. It is Mountain Soul, definitely impactful one. I feel like even more so for T1, because, again, bursty composition from Hle. If T1 get that Mountain Soul, I feel like the poke from the Varus, the damage from the Galio feels so much less significant. But this game's been... We had that burst of action there, but a lot of poking and prodding otherwise.
Yep, and of course, you know, Viper's going to be happy about that. I'm interested in what's going to happen later on in this game, right? I feel like T1 have so many more threats, right? It's a 4-threat comp. Even Owner is going to be doing a lot of work later in this game. I feel like Xin Zhao is going to kind of fall off. But I think Zeus has a lot of longevity in this game. I think depending on what Zeka is going to build, he will also become more and more dangerous. As Chains of Corruption going to connect here on to Gumayusi. Tempered Fate is there to try and keep him alive, but now he's in a sticky situation. Redemption comes down though, and Peanut goes in! And I think he may have gone in a bit too far. Gumayusi just baiting them.
At this point, do you just permaban it, or do you just accept that you're losing game 1? Because this bot is just
he's
so
too good.
Frustrating. It just feels like so many plays, so many attempts, so many picks are shut down. I mean, he just looked dead. And like Guma should have died there in 97% of different situations where you don't have a Bard. And their carrier just swoops in, saves him, gets his AD carry out, it gets turned around, Peanut goes down. It's the dream scenario. And now Viper's in trouble.
He certainly is. Owner is just chasing him down here, but decides not to go into the fog of war.
Just gives him a little whack and sends him on his way.
Yeah, was very committed to giving him the whack though. Zeka moving in, thinking about trying to go for Doran here. Does find the little mini taunt just for a bit of extra damage. Zeus finishes off the wave though, and it is going to be all resetting just fine. 800 gold is the advantage for T1 at this stage, as we're going to check this one out from Carrier's perspective. And the flash over as well.
Yeah, I mean, the timing's so good. It denies the burst. Again, bursty comp. You're playing a poke Varus. You land the ult. You're going to try and one-shot the target, and it just gets denied, shut down.
Yeah.
And I feel like if every fight you're pumping your ult into a target who essentially has a free low cooldown zombie.
Okay, well, Delight is going to look for it. Shattering Strike will connect that onto Faker.
No.
And I was very worried for Delight there, but Carrier was also a bit surprised. And Otacon only get an orb thrown at him, but I don't think anyone really wants to commit to a start on this one. As this game, very intense. An Otacon throw could make it not very intense anymore. Okay, we're just going to start.
Let's just send it, why not?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Guma is going to be late to this, by the way. I mean, I say late-ish.
It is going to be HLE moving away, and the information isn't quite there for what Guma is going to be doing, as well as Otacon just needs to reset. There he goes.
He was trying to kill the minions.
He was really angry with the minions. Well, Galio clears out mid lane. Zeus does the same thing here towards the bottom side. And Doran is moving in. A level down right now on the Ambessa, but 2 items already completed.
This is that delicate point where Dragon spawns, but Atakan's up, so it's kind of like, what do we do on the map?
Yeah.
You know, it becomes a little awkward trying to spread vision across this wide area and try to maintain and control vision. And there's also the danger that someone just, I mean, I don't think anyone's that quick to solo the Dragon at the moment, but there is that threat. But if someone commits too heavily, you know, you could just give up Atakan. If you commit too heavily to the Dragon, or you commit too heavily to Atakan, it gives over the other.
Well, right now you've got Zeus looking for a bit of a stun onto Doran. Does find it, but not going to be getting too much more than that. This Jax, as these items start to come in though, is going to be pretty frightening in both the team fights and in the side lane. As HLE doing their very best to keep vision to a minimum here for T1. It's getting more and more difficult to hold on to their turrets, their wards though, as Zeka thought that maybe they'd look for an angle here, but you're right, teleport does come in, brings Faker over.
They want to keep the pressure up right now.
Yeah, Magical Journey gets the bard out of there. Carrier is just fine. 2 items completed for both 80 carries right now, but I feel like Gumayushis are a little bit more troublesome for HLE.
Yeah, not much attack speed, but the thing with the Civ is that you have the auto reset in the W, so if you auto W a target with those items and you crit, so much damage.
Shockwave going to get eaten by the Justice Punch, but still needs to flash to get himself out of there. We'll see whether he's actually going to be okay, as Ona not quite able to get the knock up. The flash in, the full commit here from Peanut as he gets the knock up. Justice Punch lands, and the taunt comes down. Down goes the monkey. And Zeka will be on the board now. 2-0-2 on the Galio. 2 items just complete.
Good punish there that comes out from HLE. A little different overstep from T1, and the buffer from Zeka was super nice, but HLE need to get something from this. They just killed the jungler. They're heading over to Atakan, but notice Doran immediately TP'd up as soon as their jungler went down. They don't want to give this over for free.
Yeah, Faker is very low though. They're lacking a couple of ultimates. One of them is on the monkey that is definitely not going to be showing up to this one. But yeah, they may not have Smite, but they've still got Gumayushi, so be careful, HLE. Redemption going to be keeping them healthy. Happens once again as there's a public execution. Connecting onto Viper, but he does get himself out of the way. Chains of Corruption are good. And into the backline goes Zeka. He finds the angle of Magnus Storm. Also fantastic. No one's dead just yet. Gumayushi takes the magical journey to get out, and the Shockwave denies Zeka. The Winds of War will come in, and finally the Orianna goes down, but Zeka may be in trade, going down as well, and he does, and Ona turns up with a full health bar to tell HLE to get out of here. I don't know whether they're going to listen to him though, as in they go, down goes the monkey. Gumayushi now in trouble, and Zeus takes matters into his own hands, and it's his magical journey he's going to be taking as Carrier gets the heck out of there, and HLE will take their prize.
Just when you think T1 are getting away with murder, escaping with such low HP, HLE managed to clean them up, win a decisive victory, and get the Atakan.
Oh my goodness, okay. Well, it wasn't an Otacon throw. It was just a team fight in the vicinity, okay? It's just fine. This start to the fight though from Doran, I really liked the angle, but it just didn't quite work out.
That turret being up meant he couldn't really follow deeper on a Viper. The CC that came in to peel as well was huge. Zeka got in, but just didn't quite have the damage to finish off these targets. And then he ends up overstepping to finish off Faker here. And Kerry and Guma start to run him down. They know they have the backup from Ona. They're like, okay, we can turn this around. Ona's ready to go. And Zeus, level 15, was instrumental here. It just shows how much stronger he is than Ona right now, because when he jumps on him with this stun, he just destroys him. I didn't expect him to just wallop him that hard, and then takes out Guma and start to move forwards. And you know what? It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen Zeus do stuff like this, but welcome back.
It is reminding us that this is what he's being capable of, and of course, it's no surprise for T1 because they kind of made him. And he now has those two terrifying items. Ona does have them as well, but there's a cheeky arm guard on top of it here for Zeus. This Jax has all of a sudden become the biggest deal for T1 to work out. As okay, Zeka could be in a little bit of trouble here as he's trying to get back towards this relatively low health turret. Does have that Justice Punch as the Cyclone does come in. Taunt not really helping out, and down he goes. Nothing they could do about it, but turret is going to still be secured on that bottom side, and Viper trying to get some work done here against Doran as well. Public Execution is going to connect onto this Varus, but he's just trying to kite it out. Double Redemption's coming in there as the Hail of Arrows is going to come on through as Faker finds the angle. Doran's so incredibly low. There is going to be the Shockwave connecting, and that's going to disintegrate the bottom lane. Zeus breaks the arm guard immediately. He's pretty healthy, and he gets on top of Guma. Takes him down before he goes out, but it's a double kill for the Sivir as well, and Peanut, he's not going to be winning this fight. T1 reigns supreme.
Just when you feel like HLE have control of the game, T1 answer back, a pick on a Zeka. HLE overcommit mid, the TP comes in, and they manage to find Viper, find the rest, and shut down HLE. Zeka overextended here, and even with the Justice Punch, you know, it's not easy target to find a Galio with how tanky he is, but just wasn't quite able to get in turret range before he got the taunt off. Ona cleans him up, and then here, Viper stays up here. He thinks, I've got safety. Zeus is here, Delight is here, but the ult connects onto him from Doran. Great angle there, and Faker's coming in for the flank. So Viper kind of knows, I'm dead. I just have to try and kill Doran before I go down, which he does succeed with. Immediately falters.
And that's 700 gold over to Faker as well.
Yeah, and then it's Zeus in the middle of 4. And in fairness to Zeus, he does kill his old AD carry.
He does.
But, you know, it's not a good outcome at all for the side of T1. And I think the only consolation prize is that by taking down Guma, it meant Baron didn't go down.
Yep, and also the Dragon didn't go down either.
Yeah.
Because T1 got a little bit distracted by that one. As we can see here, T1 with a slight gold lead, but it's like not even really a gold lead. It's kind of absurd how close this game is.
We said I said definitely coming into today.
Yeah.
I wanted a close. I want HLE to show up and show they can compete with T1, and we are definitely getting that out of this game 1 at least.
The thing that we need is 6 games.
Oh yeah.
That's what we need today. And so HLE, they're required to win at least one of them, okay? They can win 2 as long as they let T1 have one back. That is just fine. That does mean that we would reach Peanut's milestone as well, which is pretty cool. He requires 3 games in order to get there. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves as this game is far from decided, as Peanut gets that Crescent Guard. He's going to be able to use that to keep himself alive, but that is a big ulti now on cooldown. They won't be able to utilize in the upcoming fight.
Yeah, and actually Peanut doesn't have any camps on this side of the map. So normally as a jungler, you just go play your camps, heal up again. Does have red buff though, will give him a bit of sustain. And also can actually get some health off the ward.
Yep.
But
classic Xin Zhao stuff.
Yeah, Ona looking around. They're trying to establish TP coming in. They're committing to this Baron, by the way.
Yeah, this is some T1 Baron type stuff. As Delight gets a ward over the wall. I think that HLE are not going to be too surprised about this one, as the vision does come on through. Peanut is in the area as Chains of Corruption gets the flash out from Carrier. Now Faker could be in a little bit of trouble. The ulti goes wide there from Doran as Zeka gets all in amongst it. Goes golden there as well as he pops the arm guard, but the shockwave is going to connect, takes down the Galio, but the 3-man stun from Zeus is huge. He does have his Zhonya's the Tempered Fate is actually going to keep him in stasis for even longer, and Viper just can't finish off these targets. He does manage to land one of them as a pause. And Viper is the only... How do we unpause this ever?
Yeah. Yeah, a tense situation. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, Allah.
But,
who paused it, I wonder?
I don't know, but that was looking pretty good for T1, I think.
It was. Yeah, the T1 had more guys alive.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. And it felt like a little bit lacking in the DPS department was HLE there, not really able to finish off targets. You can see them moving forwards, and it felt like the momentum was in their favor, but people just weren't dying. And generally, in terms of winning a fight, that's pretty important.
Yep. So we'll just have to find out. Maybe with the slow zoom in that we're getting onto Zeus, maybe it was an issue that he had.
I assume to have paused in a situation like that, it'll have been something really significant that really massively impacted what happened.
Absolutely.
So we'll wait until we hear what happens, but...
There's no AD Viego in this game or anything like that, is there? That's Culinary Class Wars winner on screen right now. They were also in the intro. You may have seen that one from earlier. Famous rapper as well, my goodness.
Well, you know, if we have someone who won Culinary Class Wars and we have a pause.
Oh, that's
hungry?
True. Yeah, maybe it's like I did just eat.
Oh.
It's a K-pop idol from Kara as well on the right. It's like, okay, well, it's just a lot of famous people here, maybe here for content for T1, as we can see. See whether T1 can also get them a victory here in this one, but of course they're going to need 2 in this series, and we're going to have to find out what the heck happened to bring us to this point. I think that you never pause lightly in a situation like that in the middle of a team fight.
Yeah.
That never happens.
Yeah, I would agree. Normally, the etiquette is you wait until after the fight.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We'll see what happened. We'll see what ultimately led to it. Hopefully, it can be resolved. But we'll find out more. Lots of cool fan signs.
Yeah.
Surprise on a big day like today.
And a lot of bums in seats as well. There's just a lot of people here, as you could imagine. But we were pretty full up in the last series as well, especially on the DNF side. It was Zeus reporting something going wrong, but I don't think it is something that we are going to be able to change or anything like that. So no surprises just yet. Nothing untoward going on. And I think we will be getting back into this game pretty soon. Man, I hope Viper can keep himself tensed up. Ready to get back into that.
Okay, here's what I predict is going to happen when we get back.
Viper instantly dies?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking as well.
Yeah, I mean, we got to talk about the impact of this fight. It just felt like one of the issues really with the Poke Virus, with the Galio in the mid lane, the damage to cut through some of these bulkier targets like the Wukong and the Ambessa just really isn't there. This comp lacks a good amount of magic damage. And especially like Wukong gets a lot of free armor from his passive, Doran's quite tanky. This feels like they're not cutting through targets quick enough. You know, this game's been even for a while, and I think T1's composition is definitely leaning towards the point where it's stronger.
Okay, here we are. We are back into it one more time. Viper is trying to get away, and I don't think he will actually escape, and he doesn't.
Hey, I said this would happen.
Yeah, that's I agreed with you. I thought that you were kind of onto something there, as T1 with some lower health bars. We're just going to be heading over towards the Baron. And we're going to check out the replay. I got a little bit confused there because the UI got a bit confused as well. But we're going to see this one once more.
So there's a double smite from T1 available, so that's why they felt comfortable starting this. A lot of damage is done up front, but again, Thirsty comp, Zeka gets taken out, they're kiting backwards. Big stun comes out from Zeus, but it's just so hard to get the follow-up. Viper's trying to move forwards, has to kite back, does land a piercing arrow on Ona, but it gets them low, but he's not able to kill targets. And T1 are doing a fantastic job of kiting backwards every time. Every threat that comes close, Faker and Guma are almost in tandem with each other, just focusing them down.
Too many threats.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to do damage. Even the Meep slapping Bard.
And I think ultimately, just Ona and Doran are just a bit too hard to cut through right now.
And remember when this game was even? It's now 5,000 gold in the lead for T1, and Peanut is in all the trouble in the world. He doesn't have... Oh, he's able to audaciously charge towards the Gromp.
That was pretty audacious.
It was.
Didn't really change anything.
And in the meantime, 3 members of HLE are running away from a Wukong, from what I could see on the minimap. Zeus will be splitting towards this bottom side of the map, might be able to get a dent into this inner turret, but I imagine T1 should make quick work of this inner on top side as the smallest magical journey. It's not very magical, is it? It's just kind of an archway. But it looks very pretty because
Yeah.
it's carrier's skin, so that's pretty cool. 2 turrets are going to go down, but this is going to be 3 for
You can
T1.
tell there's a gold bard main out there somewhere who's saying, look, carrier does it too.
I mean, some of the walls just aren't the same as the others, you know?
Yeah.
As this inhibitor is going to be taken.
I like to believe that he did it to prank Darn, because that is... that is the... He's like, Darn, go through here. And
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Do you know what's really frustrating? This game was so close, and now it's over.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
just done.
that is the kind of the T1 special. I think it was always a little bit on a timer for HLE.
Yeah.
And too much back and forth, and then just one huge loss ends up really pushing it in favor. And now T1 just really looking to close things out. I think someone needs to massively overstep if HLE want to...
Well, Peanut, he might be the one doing that. Does have ult, so that is going to divide T1. Chains of Corruption is going to connect. That is a single-man shockwave here, and Peanut is pretty durable, but Zeka, not so much. And they just melt to the ricochet damage out of this 4.5k in the lead, Sivir. And Viper having to deal with this monkey. It's a triple kill for Guma, who's going to make it a quadra. Carrier steals it away. Adorable. We get the zoom in from Jonas Strong as well. And this was close until it absolutely wasn't, ladies and gentlemen. HLE gonna have to try better in game number 2. As just a little leap strike there from Zeus, as Guma is going to convince him to stay in his fountain. And I think he will do exactly that. The only gold lead here for HLE, but the gold advantages are just looking ridiculous. Zeus takes the magical journey. That was so cool. That was the highlight moment of this entire game for me. That was very, very cute. Zeus does go golden. The Nexus will go boom. And HLE are just going to have to try again in game number 2. Peanut, not going to do anything. There it goes. T1 get first blood in the series. And man, like it's just so rough, isn't it? Because it was neck and neck.
Yeah.
It was so tense. I mean,
Keren. Bapak Faker, barusan Bapak Faker.
Whether you're relaxing at home or out and about, make your music move with you. With Premium, you can download your music at higher quality, listen to songs ad-free, and play them in any order. Tap the banner to learn more.
bad for multiple reasons, as we just discovered.
Yeah, momentum's not always a good thing. It's a dangerous thing to have.
On a straight road, though, totally fine. Unless your aim is to stop, in which case it's not. Hle, I think, are going to be very happy with what they got here. It's about making it work. And I think a lot of people have been calling for Peanut and Zeka to kind of get it together here in this one. And they're on their most practiced champions over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I feel like this comp, I mean, we saw this work earlier today, just the Maokai Yone, and I feel like there's so much you can do into T1. I feel like other than the Annie, and even the Annie can be quite telegraphed, there's not that much to really punish the Yone, so you can really just kind of flourish. And Zeka is definitely a master of this champion.
Yep. Stack the Q didn't have an opportunity to use it, unfortunately, there. Will be able to clean up these minions as the crash does come on through. So he's only going to be behind 1, I believe, assuming he gets this, and he does. So not too bad. As Delight is just going to get stunned up immediately here in this bottom lane.
One of the things is that you pick the Blitzcrank because it syncs really well with the Maokai, and you're like, hey, we can do that cool combo, that's really neat, but you then have to play Blitzcrank into Lucian Braum, neither of which is super easy to grab because they both have dashes, particularly the Lucian, but also they can just kind of beat you up.
They do that walk at you thing.
Yeah.
And then if you grab them, then they're even closer to you, and you've made their walk at you strategy work even better.
Yeah, this is kind of what happens. The target who is way easier to grab is the Braum, but by grabbing the Braum, you have provided something that Braum tends to lack, and that's a gap closer, which is a very dangerous thing to do.
Yeah. And then it's Lucian, so he stacks the passive up so incredibly quickly. So Braum just needs to tap you one time, and then things are looking real rough. As Peanut is aware that Owner is here, but T1 has the inside track. There is the ward going down. Let's see whether Peanut can actually steal this one away. The answer is no. Kennel will keep him out as the hook just goes wide. I think Delight was aiming for the red buff.
Yeah, I think he was. He just didn't quite have vision. I think it was grab it, and then Peanut can like Q smite it.
The sweeper was a little bit too powerful. And here it is, 82% win rate. Peanut is pretty good at Maokai.
But yeah, it was good work though from T1 to kind of clear the vision out, and this is kind of what we talked about. So I have a lot of confidence in Hle if they get to the 5v5, if the gold stays even. But it's this lane pressure really from T1, and we're immediately seeing them capitalize on it. Owner going for that invade and making use of the priority that is mid and bot have, because neither of them were really able to bail Peanut out of that situation.
Yep. And T1 have been a team that's played around pure lane pressure for 8 years or something like that. Like, that's what this org was kind of built around.
Yeah.
And even when, like, some of the T1 drafts that we've seen in the past, we've been pretty upset with, right? Because they don't necessarily synergize together, but what they do get is lane priority, lane pressure, early game power, so they can play their game. And it's worked out pretty well, as you guys know. I don't think there are many other teams with as many World's trophies as T1 has.
Right on that.
Yeah, I'm relatively confident. As Peanut is going to be stealing away a Krug camp from the Krug Lord. Kind of crazy. As Doran is relatively low, this could be a dive opportunity, maybe.
Yeah, the swap's
seems a
coming
bit
in, though.
scary.
It's just the timing of it, you know, the fact that we have Guma moving already and Owner's moving up towards the top side.
The wave also got incinerated, so...
Well, yeah, there was that, but like, you know, if you wait around for another wave, you're going for a dive, people are going to be there, you're going to die, so...
Just going to take the shellfish where they can find it. And Peanut is probably just going to go for his topside camps. So he's going to move in and try and deny the freeze here. And that will be successful, as Guma does successfully also collect himself the cannon. Very nicely done.
Zeus closing in on level 6, and they're not actually going for the swap yet. Maybe just kind of looking for Zeus to get the level 6 so he'll be comfortable in the swap with the equalizer, and then maybe they can deal with the Maiden in a 2v1, although right now it is just Viper going up against Doran, so
yeah,
a funnest position to be in.
We'll see whether they are going to leave it at that. I do believe they will not. Zeus trying to get that heat to a good spot. See whether Gumayushi is going to be all right. There's the equalizer that you were talking about. The flash knock-up, and Delight has guaranteed the kill. That is first blood over to Zeus. And he was the guy getting the most done in the last game, and they've set him up for success again.
Yeah, good early pickup. Zeus waiting around, and Guma definitely not expecting. Oh no.
Yep, Peanut also in a little bit of a rough spot. Is going to go for the early flash to deny Faker any sort of engage.
Definitely the right call. That looming threat of the Tibbers was coming in. Peanut gets away, but yeah, as I was saying, Zeus waits around definitely longer than Guma expected. They managed to find the play, and Delight doesn't even leave it in doubt. Goes for the flash knock-up, and with Spellbook, switches out his flash to a TP, so not even phased by the lack of that summoner.
Yep, not too worried about it. As the plate does go down for the Yorick towards the bottom side, but we're going to check this play out once again. Zeus just gives Gumayushi a red carpet to walk down.
Yeah, the equalizer placement was so good because you kind of dash the direction you have to go to get away from the Blitzcrank, and he just got cooked by the equalizer.
Yep, he was still in it even when he was getting knocked up. And I do like Delight not leaving anything to chance as well, just flash knock up, make it happen. As Viper able to get out scot-free there, but isn't going to be present in this lane, at least until his Blitzcrank turns up again. So T1 will be able to at least get this one shoved. Not really too much to worry about here on T1 side. They are behind like, what, 300 gold, something like that. Nice little hook is going to connect, but Carrier gives them the door. And I don't know whether it's really, I mean, yeah, it's a good trade after the Foss Bomb. That was fantastic there from Viper. But still, T1 is pushing forward. There's a culling. No one really to tank that one up as Delight gets himself his shield.
Yeah. I'm going to say Viper's... Oh.
Another hook going to connect there onto Carrier.
I mean, Viper's doing a good amount of damage with his Q, but his items are hideous right now.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Like he's just...
Oh, man, that dagger could have been boots or something. Oh, no, maybe he's taken the magical footwear. Oh, no.
But it's just like the least inspiring Corky item.
Not it.
And then on the other side, Guma's got like pickaxe, longsword. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. That feels really nice, though.
All things considered, getting some okay trades off.
There you go. Making that dagger work for him, baby.
Tier Ruby Crystal Dagger, you know, not doing so bad.
And Peanut is on the grubs here as well. Owner is thinking about coming on over, but Zeka with control of the mid-wave, and Faker with no teleport walking his way down. This is not something that T1 are going to be fighting for. Well, they are coming into the area to see what's going on. Zeus burning Doran. Yeah, oh, God. One more auto would have done it. But he does respect and gets himself out of the way.
Yeah, the overheat kind of timed out. Didn't really think he had the damage, especially with the maiden hitting him, so backed away. But
and Flashes was still up, I guess, so didn't want to trade.
A little bit close there.
It was kind of weird watching it, but of course, the overheat just gives you so much extra auto damage. So you might have been watching like, oh man, he just needs to hit him again. But no, I mean, it's quite hit for as much.
Your next rotation abilities when you have no heat is just not doing as much damage.
Yep.
You know,
and as a result, Doran is able to get back up to half health because he's Yorick.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And Zeus had also committed the ult at the start of the fight, I believe, so...
Aha, that's why it's on cooldown.
On the back foot. Right now.
Doran just wandering around with his maiden. These ghoulies are just so annoying here for Zeus to deal with.
You're getting a little low in the HP department there.
He is. He's trying to act tasty, I believe. As Ghoul, 1, 2, 3, will be taken down. Does secure himself the cannon. And Zeus just fine for now, retains that slight gold advantage. In fact, everywhere on the map, HLE are ahead by just a little bit.
I know, I was looking at the scoreboard as you started saying that.
And it all went back because waves started bouncing.
By the time you finished your sentence, it was wrong.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, it is what it is.
As Peanut is on his red buff, he should be able to secure that. But Carrier's moved down towards his bottom side. Zeus, you're making me nervous, man. His teleport is back up now. Might be a little bit anxious about using teleport. Scrap Shield going to come in. Wasn't even close, baby.
Nearly dying to the ghouls. Like, it's... okay, no, we just don't recall. Okay, easy equalizing, that's fine.
Yeah, he really doesn't want that plate to go down, but it is probably going to go down. Dora is going to come on through there. Peanut's like, I just want to go back, man.
Yeah.
Zeus is still here, by the way.
At some point this game, Zeus does need to recall. He does actually go back to base.
Yeah. That would be good.
Okay, he did it. Good job. Great way. Great.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And now, going to be possibly teleporting back in, but no, it doesn't actually have to. The wave is going to be equalizing. Zeka trying to get some damage onto Faker here, who's running around real fast. Does have Phase Rush on his Annie, as well as the Molten Shield, makes him pretty mobile.
Yeah, one item spike really big for the Yone, so when Zeka gets to that...
Okay. Sometimes, I mean, it's not about the initial damage anymore on Tibbers. Tibbers just does a lot more damage over time now.
Tibbers is just very irritating.
Yeah. It used to be if you missed that, though, you did nothing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that is not the case anymore.
They could just kill it.
Yeah, that's 50 gold over to Peanut.
Easy as that.
There we
Just
go.
give over Peanut's position though, and Ona will just immediately take the opportunity to start up the dragon. The light is here. Doesn't have... Oh,
Nice.
oh wow.
Now he's in the ghoulie wall with a kennel, and he's got cats, not dogs.
That is
So
not a fun place to be. Caged up completely.
certainly not.
He wants to try and steal this.
Well, let's see whether he can. Rough Grab, not exactly the highest amount of damage in comparison to a Smite, so probably wasn't really going to work out. There is Mountain Soul again. As Viper is Valkyring forward, looking for Gumayushi, trying to do some damage here, as it's a really nice pillar to make sure that he flashes away. Delight had to soak the culling, but really didn't want to.
A little bit ambitious there from Viper, I feel like. Not the first time.
We've had some worrying Valkyries, haven't we, today?
Yeah, but also not the first time from Viper. He's kind of challenged in the mid lane, and it's backfired a bit. So he did this last series against T1, I believe. Was like challenging Guma in the mid lane and then getting punished for it by other members. So maybe not learning from those mistakes.
Perhaps. As both cannons secured by our top laners. Very, very nice. No -1s in chat for this lane. Baker the only one with a slight gold lead, I say, just to make sure that we get another gold lead that pops up out of nowhere.
I think it's important that T1 have the 2 dragons in pocket, right? Because they're kind of securing some insurance going to the later stages. But I feel like the fact that HLE, even marginally, are ahead in gold, feels pretty good with the composition they have and how they're looking in the 5v5s. I don't think anything's going to be clear-cut, especially not in a series with T1. But definitely some positive feelings.
I would agree.
Martini.
Carrier ghosting in. Spellbook is a heck of an option. So Carrier just happy to run around real fast.
You know what? For a long time, I feel like we missed our Goofy rune, right? And it
we
is our
really
Goofy rune, and I'm glad to have it back. Because we had, we had Omnistone, we had Kleptomancy.
Yeah.
We always need a Goofy rune.
All right, Equalizer is just going to destroy the wave. So T1, even with all these people here, is not going to be able to get much done. Oh, okay.
The Maiden micro of just walking away slowly.
Nailed it. Beautifully done. It's kind of, it's a cool composition too, isn't it? It's the double summons comp.
Should have had Ivan.
Yeah, true. Where's Daisy?
Ivan, and then we needed a Nico.
Oh, goodness me. And then a Wukong.
A Wukong carry.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Maximum just annoying.
So many clones. And oh, we need Shaco. Where's Shaco?
Oh, too many to fit in.
Yeah, there's actually a few too many. Maybe we can fit them on the other side.
Maybe they
of the
should
rift
make
as
it
well.
so if you pick 5 clone champions, you get like a 6th automatically.
Oh, yeah, like a set bonus.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's what League of Legends is missing. Set bonuses for compositions.
I think so too.
That would be pretty cool.
We're really cooking here.
Would make the pick and ban phase a weird time. As you try and build for a set and then all of a sudden ban.
Second rotation.
Yeah.
Guys, they're going for Exodia.
Exactly.
Maybe we should ban it.
Well, teleport from Zeka here, just to deny the dive once again. They really want to protect Zeus.
The Maiden, though, keeps living on like 100 HP, so...
A lot of maiden value here for Thorin. He's also about to pick up his Trinity Force at the same time. Viper finally turned his eclectic mix of items into a Trinity Force. That feels great.
Yeah. Double Leandri Spike coming in as well. We did get the Ionian boots from Zeus. Shout out to Huni, who's probably...
upset.
Hopefully not watching, because he wouldn't feel so good about that.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe he's changed. Maybe military has changed him. Maybe he's now open to different food options.
I don't think.
Yeah, there's no
there's no way.
chance at all. Nice little knock up here from Zeka, but Faker finds the stun. And so this Yone isn't really going to be doing too much. That one item spike that you were talking about does come in, but the same thing can be said for Faker on this Annie.
Yeah, Herald's up.
Malignance is very important.
And T1 have pretty good control in the area. And I feel like, other than those...
Oh dear. Culling comes down. There's a flash over from Delight to get him out of the kennel. But that is still bad news here for HLE. No flash hooks or flash knockups to come down from this Blitzcrank. Could be problematic.
It's fine, he's got Spellbook. You'll just grab a new summoner, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Hex
Hey, he
Flash.
did Ghost. There you
Yeah,
go.
Ghost Clans. He's Disco Nunu. I'm pretty sure Carrier also did this in the last game as well. So it's not just a delight thing, but it is very funny when you
know what was
see Cleanse
great
Ghost
is-
just running around.
I remember it was Neela. I think it was either Aiming or Jiwoo when they first
Oh,
played
yes.
Neela, and they went Ghost Cleanse.
Like, unironically.
It's just so funny to see. The classic.
Oh,
you know?
so good.
No, guys, I'm not trolling. This is legitimate.
Yep. Spectacular.
It's just great form.
Well, Rift Herald going to be taken once again. This was a dangerous time for HLE last time around. This time, Gumayusi making his way in. Ona over here as well, as Faker is now going to be moving down. Nature's Grasp comes in. Of course Gumayusi steals it. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. The ulti's going to pick up Tib as Faker is now isolated, as Peanut and Delight are set to take him down, but Zekka is also dead. So mid laners are going to get traded, and now the teleport from Doran comes forward. Tibbers goes down, but I think Peanut is also going to be dead, and there he goes.
Nice.
Viper wiped off the Rift, and it's all of a sudden just a disaster for HLE because Zeus didn't have TP.
No, he did. I think Doran stopped his TP.
Oh,
and then TP'd himself. I think that's what happened.
Ghoulie wall value.
I think that must be it. I'm sure we'll get a replay showing that, but yeah, I mean, the thing is as well, the Rumble could have made such a difference in that fight. I do think HLE didn't play it perfectly, but the fact that they got the member advantage, big team fight win that came through, how does it just keep happening?
Yeah, why does Gumayusi keep taking these? Okay, there it is. It was
Touch.
under 118 health. Peanut smites have been not the greatest of his career over the last few games.
If you look at him on the tower, he starts TPing, and then Doran moves in and cancels it with the Ghoulie wall under tower.
Yeah.
The Rumble can't go there, and then he runs away and does his own TP.
And also, there's no way, even if Rumble knew exactly where he was, there's no way for the Rumble to do anything about it.
Yeah, yeah. And then he provides, the TP's perfect because he's the blocker that stops them from, cuts them off, stops them from getting away. I mean,
that was gorgeously played.
I think the fight was already going pretty well for T1, but Doran just secured. He made sure they won that massively and had a huge advantage there. And now 3 dragons.
Exactly, and it's also like they managed to get feats of strength. As Gumayusi, Peanut is going to find him, denies the grab, but in comes Ona. He's going so far, still Viper doing enough damage. Subjugate going to be used onto Peanut here as Carrier turns up, but a little too late to save his 80 carry. So Guma oversteps just a little, and HLE might be able to find a way back here. But man, it is such an uphill battle because it's sole point. They've had the first 3 dragons so quickly taken away. The pressure is there permanently on HLE. Taking this outer turret, going to be a big deal here for Humble Life Esports, but still, like I said, uphill battle.
Yeah, I mean, this
Guma.
kind of in that pocket of vision where, you know, your jungler's there, you feel like you're safe. Peanut even has the perfect timing to interrupt the dash and the follow-ups there. There's just not much you can do. It's that perceived safeness when you have vision all around, but there's one little hole.
Yep.
Do you get the Herald coming down?
Carrier, he's going to be the one driving it into the turret this time around, and they do manage to get the crash. There's the Nature's Grasp, though. Let's see whether they can find it. Carrier picks the gap with the ulti.
The cannon minion was the only one left alive to block the grab.
Oh,
so
no.
that was a kill.
Wait, did he get the cannon, though?
I believe someone got the cannon.
There we go. I mean, I think that means it's fine.
Gone to the aiming school.
Silver lining. Silver lining.
Yeah.
It is going to be an outer turret falling on the bottom
Technically,
side, so now gold lead back in HLE's
He
hands.
technically didn't miss the grab, you know? I think that's the important thing.
Well,
to...
yeah, he didn't miss it, because it hit the cannon.
There you go.
Beautiful.
It's the important thing to highlight.
Gumayusi going to be able to take down that ward pretty comfortably. You always get a little bit nervous when there is a blitzcrank there and you don't have full vision of stuff over walls, but
I will say,
okay.
game feeling, even despite the fact that T1 of those 3 dragons and they had that big team fight win, still feeling less doomed, I think, than the last one started to towards the end, because just the 5v5 power of HLE, but the execution is going to be important, and also that looming threat of the soul is so big, especially when you think about how a lot of the power from Peanut is going to be those saplings. You know, he's going this AP build. If everyone on the enemy team has those mountain shields, you're just essentially eliminating a big part of Peanut's kit.
Oh, this is interesting. Zeke is here towards his bottom side, but Zeus is down there as well. Double TP available for Zeus and Zeka to turn up together. There is going to be an Otacon start, and
might just get both TPs here.
Well, they will need to invest them. As are they even going to do anything about it? Well, teleport is going to come on through. There's the TP from Doran, just to make sure that he's here for this fight. Shield bow picked up for Zeka as he shows up. The Otacon still up and alive. Doran going to be the first one to go down. It is going to be the Otacon secured by T1. Massive ulti comes through, but T1 are still standing. The equalizer enough to finish them off, and Faker not able to make it out as HLE turning this into a bloodbath. Down they all go, and Otacon for ace is the trade HLE get.
There's the team fight power. There's Zeka's Yone. A huge sweep up of all of T1, and a dunk comes in. And HLE answer this ambitious Otacon rush. You see it starts off, and the focus from HLE, it's double smite for T1. Carrier has a second, so they don't even really focus on the Otacon. They take out Doran quickly. Big burst of damage come through, and that sweep up
God.
Zeka so big, gets so many members low. The equalizer clean up as well. Faker even tries a TP. Zeus flashes over the tippers to clean up. And I love the angle as well that Peanut took to cut them off. The fact they get them all, the oranges come up, and HLE, it was looking close, but they're now 3,000 gold up in this game. Look at that gold graph.
Yeah, absolutely massive swing. I mean, T1, they did get the Otacon, so there is at least that. HLE with only grubs to their name as far as the objectives are concerned. But now huge advantages to be picked up here by HLE, and I imagine in 40 seconds they should be able to use that control to deny the soul. But we'll see whether T1 do decide to go for another team fight. Another really important thing to say, and that is G-Sun contacted Hle, and he said, no, people never change. He still hates the boots of lucidity. Don't worry.
What? I'm just glad he's stayed consistent.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's the ulti out from Carrier. Peanut is the target. Nature's Grasp going to be invested here as the hook. Just not quite long enough, unfortunately, as Zeka looks for the angle onto Faker. And Delight not quite landing these hooks, unfortunately, in these team fights, but they still have the control.
I think this is T1's call to back off because a lot was invested. They didn't find what they wanted. And I think too many ults down.
You don't need to fight for it either. It's a lone Drake. Doesn't actually matter. Oh, if you want the direct quote, by the way, that we've got the actual chat. LOL in all caps, no ... human never change. As the Drake does go down, A1 successful disengage. I miss him so much. Hopefully he comes back after he's finished with all of his extracurricular activities.
But yeah, and the thing is, as much as they had a big goal deficit there, T1, you know.
Wait, he said military training changed me. I accept new boots. What? How did he change?
But
instantly?
He did change.
Did he change mid-conversation?
He lied to me.
I am so confused. That's the newest reply. He just said it. He changed his mind.
I feel so conflicted now.
During the conversation.
Okay. I don't know what to make of things anymore.
I don't know who I am. Where am I? I don't even know what's happened in the game. I've been too busy focusing on what Hle has been saying about Rumble's boot choices as T1, so patient, waiting in that brush as this turret is just on its last leg.
Oh, Delight?
Delight is just going to walk too far forward. Not able to get any buttons off at all. As Ona able to run his way out of there as well. Zeka unbinds the soul, but now they're without their Blitzcrank for 30 seconds time. He has TP to make his way back. Equalizer to try and thin out the wave. But I think they will still have enough to take down this turret because they didn't really need minions, let's be honest.
Yeah, good pickup there from T1. You know, Delight just trying to step too far forwards and is punished on that angle. And T1 showing that despite the fact they fell behind, had a little tumble at the Otacon, they're still finding angles into this game.
All right, let's have a look at it again as Delight walks too far.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, you know, with the Maiden, I mean, the Maiden wasn't there, but with like the Maiden and the Ghouls and the Tippers, not a fun Blitzcrank game when it's in the 5v5s.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of stuff in the mixer.
Yeah, you just get to like put a big bear in the way of the hook. Just doesn't feel very good at all.
Yeah. No, not again.
Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Do it again. Oh God, he actually just did it again.
Literally.
Not a replay.
Just died to this. But now Baron's up.
Yeah. And he didn't teleport, so at least there's that. Still has that one available. as Doran with a level lead up against Zeus here towards his bottom side. Now has a gold lead as well, as we can see. And Ona is just going to start hitting the Baron.
Okay, they have a blue trinket on Viper. That's thrown down. Ona's very low already.
Well, I mean, they are just going to continue onto this. 7 seconds on Delight as Faker is going to move on out. Redemption does a lot of damage, actually, alongside the Baron.
Oh, Faker's looking.
Yeah, Flash Tibbers comes through, but Zeka is immediately going to cleanse that one off. There's the Nature's Grasp coming through. Nice knock-up. It's only a single ulti tag there from Zeka, unfortunately. So not the big one that we saw last time around. And another battle towards his bottom side as the Maiden is going to get taken down, but the Equalizer not enough to take out Doran. And so Hle stop the T1 Baron. But remember, like, Hle are the team that theoretically should have control, should be the ones in the lead. It just doesn't feel like the tempo vibes are with them right now.
It really does not. It feels like control definitely in favor of T1. Now they are looking for Doran. Doran, oh, I think he's just dead.
Yep, this is a tough one. Zeus trying to follow him up, but Zeka able to stack up that Q, gets over the goalie wall as well. And the Unbound Soul would have guaranteed that one anyway. So down goes the Yorick in the side lane. He's got TP, 45 seconds though, before he's back on the map. Yeah. Thankfully, it's only the Baron that's really fightable within that time, and I don't know whether Hle are going to be rushing it.
It does give a chance for Hle to get control, but they weren't really in position to immediately, I say that, they are going to try and immediately translate that into something with his TP coming through. They're moving towards this, but you can see the timer ticking away. Doran's not off the map for long.
Yeah, this is, at least they're going to be able to get in and get some vision down. They need some control wards in this pit. There are just wards everywhere. There's
so many wards,
T1.
and you want to sweep, and you want to get the saplings down, so people have to face check into them, because they are doing a lot of damage at this point.
Yep. Gumiushi almost face-checking Peanut there. As we know, he is in this brush. The hook is going to connect! And unfortunately, Carrier is going to be the one getting jump-scared this time around. The support's really having a hard time keeping vision on this map, and immediately Hle walk over to the Baron and look to take it down.
It's a bad time to be a support main in this game.
Oh, it really is.
Coming through, and that's enough to translate it. Ends up being...
And all of a sudden, now it's Hle with the 5,000 gold lead.
To be fair, they still had a gold lead before, but the pressure really wasn't in their favor. But this comes through, the pick onto Carrier here. I think maybe could have just tried warding over the wall to get vision of the Baron itself and not moving there, but it's so hard. Like, we see it from the spectator point of view.
Yeah, and hindsight is 20/20, right?
And, you know, I was critical of Delight before, so I kind of apologize for that. But
I mean, Delight did do the same thing again. Carrier hasn't done it again yet.
I know, but it's so much harder when you're actually in the game playing around this lack of...
And also, you're like, surely they're not there still. And I don't blame him, actually.
Yeah, but still, traps being set up. Hle get a big advantage now, have the Baron. Looking towards this Dragon to secure their second of the game and just fully ice out any chance of T1 getting the Soul for now. The question is, what can they get done with this Baron? Looking towards, I feel like they push in mid and bot, maybe to look.
All right. Well, Delight is going aggressive, as we can see. The Maiden getting a little bit angry at Zeka here as well, as he does carry a turret shot a million miles.
Yeah, T1 did a good job. Faker pushed out that top wave.
19 health. Doran is a real Maiden protector.
Wait, if you look, Faker's also trying to push this mid wave out as well, and then move away from it. So normally you want to push like mid and bot, and then you can have the waves come in together. But like T1 are buying a lot of time, and then they can just focus on defending bot lane as a unit. It looks like they might have to give this tower up though.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to defend. Carrier is there with the door, as Owner is going to get engaged on here momentarily by Peanut. Kennel not really going to work out, as we can see. As Faker off to the side, just barely out of vision.
But again,
Peanut not going to take the bait this time. Oh man.
The Maokai is so big for securing this. They can just use it as a diagonal.
Exactly, it's like Talia wall, right? Works exactly the same way, and they're just going to break open the base. They didn't need the mid wave because they just force all the way through bot.
Yeah, this does mean, though, they're not able to translate this into more. It's still a huge pickup, don't get me wrong. Although I say that, they're looking.
All right, they're looking for Gumiushi, the ulti, and the flash has to come out. That's a lot invested there as the hook is going to come through. Carrier has the door, still takes so much damage in the culling, still high value. I'm not sure about this one here, Hle, as the flash comes out. In goes Zeus, trying to go aggressive on the back of that one. Great knock-up there from Zeka, but out goes Ona. Gumiushi coming on through there, but Doran is right in the mix. They take down Ona. That's 1,000 gold, though. Massive, massive money over to T1. And Gumiushi still standing. I think that worked out for T1 in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an overstep, you know, trying to get the flash from Guma, sure, but it's just too far by going for this, because the rest of the team, even though Zeka can snap back, the ult for Maokai is committed. It's a massive tool. They grab Carrier, but he's under the Nexus towers, so they can't chase him down to finish him off. Delight loses a ton of health, and this Trundle Pill that comes through from Ona, I feel like just buys so much time, ends up slowing them from leaving the base. Yes, Ona does end up going down, but Guma kites out really well. Viper looks for Guma, but is answered immediately by Faker and Carrier, and it just ends up very scrappy. And when you have such a lead, so much gold was traded over, so many shutdowns given.
Yep, it was 1,000 gold from Zeus going down, I'm pretty sure. So Doran picked up that money, having a look at it there in the replay. And it's understandable. I mean, Zeus has 3 items complete, Oblivion Orb there casually as well. And now Doran actually has a gold lead. It's kind of ridiculous, but this Yorick is going to be a menace as this game goes on. And they can build tanky items, right? It's a lot more difficult for HLE to justify it because there is that Trundle that's only going to benefit from every tank item that you buy. As HLE still putting their foot on the gas. As you can see, money still in favor of Zeka and Viper.
They don't have a Baron, but the threat of the Maokai Blitzcrank is so hard to deal with, and there's no good wave clear. You know, and everyone who wants to wave clear, like Annie or Lucian, has to walk up so far. So despite the fact that HLE don't have the Baron anymore, they're still getting this pressure down. These tier 2s are just so easy to pick up for them.
It's kind of crazy, though, because it's still a 5,000 gold lead. That, like, since the start of the Baron, nothing's really changed. We'll see whether it does here, as the Nature's Grasp is going to come on through. They look to take down the Braum first, and he will get taken out, but the trade might be that Gumiushi just barely survives, and he even gets the redemption. Zeus not going to be as lucky, as he is going to be flattened by Doran once again, but Zeka looking for that angle one more time. Faker goes golden. The Soul is still unbound. He finds so many knockups, but can we finish some kills? Here HLE is Viper. So incredibly close.
Nice.
And Doran secures it. And you need to finish your kills, HLE, as T1. These health bars are just being restored.
The fact this was a 5,000 gold lead going into this, and again, T1 are managing to pull out these victories, surviving with slithers of HP in these situations. Zeka trying to get away. He's still a dangerous threat, though. Doran, I'm not sure you're going to be happy with what you find.
Yeah, exactly right. Unbinds the Soul here. There's the flash from Doran.
Oh, nicely played.
That was pretty cute, but Zeka is still dangerous. The teleport comes in. Can he actually take down Doran?
No, you cannot.
Finds the Q, takes down this terrifying Yone. And now Gumiushi is going to call him, because why not? Nature is going to be grasping as well, but it's grasping at straws at this point. HLE, it's down to a 2,000 gold lead for them now, but it's 10 seconds until the Mountain Soul, but the Baron is up as well.
Yeah, they have so many options to pick up here. I will say, HLE are moving over to try and defend the Dragon and stop it from being given over for free.
That's Delight. Yeah. All right, T1 are going to try and just do both. And they absolutely can, because Zeka and Peanut are both still dead.
I don't know if they can. Look at the base, by the way. I know they have Baron recalls.
Oh, right, yeah. That's it's going to be
This is a lot of things to juggle right now.
Yep. So Baron is going to immediately come on through.
Guys,
it's both Nexus turrets. They do respawn now.
But you don't feel too good.
Oh no! The Maiden! Doran almost blocked his own Maiden.
Okay,
Maiden can walk through, but it's fine.
They can deny this. Okay, Peanut's on his way. He's a while away. This is just so hectic.
Yeah, so they can deny the Soul, but T1 now still have Baron for another 2.5 minutes.
Okay, gold is now basically even.
Yeah, 100%.
They deny the Soul. I think that is still, it's a silver.
Do you know what Mountain, like every Mountain Drake does though? Just makes Ona stronger.
I mean, I think you'll still take it.
Yes.
But that 5,000 gold lead gone. It is just gone. So, you know, it's not too much of a positive, but at least they denied the Soul. But T1 picked up a massive advantage off this. I'm going to see that fight again. I think the problem is that committing to this under turret where they can't go forwards more. It's like, yes, they can take out the Braum, they can put pressure on Guma, but they're so limited in how far they can go forwards. And eventually this extended chase comes through. You know, Peanut's already low. Zeus goes down. The pillar value is massive. And Zeka, he's getting a lot of value, but it feels like he's the main driving force for this team.
Oh, the stun. It was Faker onto Viper. That's what finished him off.
Yeah, and then the little ghoul who could.
Yeah, manages to get that work done. As T1 now with this Baron, the gold 100% even. It is now going to tick towards T1 as Gumayusi gets that last hit on the inner turret. But by no means has anything been decided off either of these Barons. I think it's going to be a soul fight that might decide it here. But I tell you what, if you're an HLE fan, I would be nervous. Because, I mean, T1 they're probably going to have 2 actual smites, but then there's also Gumayusi, who's basically just a walking smite as a person.
Yeah.
And Peanut hasn't been all that reliable recently. Mountain Soul is a huge deal as well.
This game just feels so tense.
It is. We could have another one.
It's a big if. It really just comes down to HLE. I feel like it comes down to Zeka. He's been having a great performance on the Yone, but it just feels like finishing off those kills.
Yeah.
Finishing off those low health targets. That's been the difference. That's been the deciding factor. People surviving with just tiny amounts of HP again and again. So these pivotal moments in these fights, and also just Doran.
Yep. He's 6-3. He's
Yeah.
he's 4,000 gold in the lead now.
He is vibing.
What the heck? That is a massive advantage.
He is very strong.
Oh, Faker just out of hook range here as Delight walks on over to defend his control ward. We'll be able to do that at least. Problem is this ghoulie guy that has this wave pushed in mid. Still no Nexus turrets, which is still a little bit
Yeah, Doran also
worrying.
has the Randuins, so I feel like the kind of transition is, okay, Rumble's not doing so hot into the Yorick, we can kind of send Zeka, but Randuins actually does a lot at sort of mitigating Zeka's damage.
Yep.
Habis game ini.
Who obviously is critting all the time.
All right, well, Doran is now just going to park himself in bottom lane, and no, like, lone person can answer this guy.
This is character growth, by the way. Look how easily he handles these.
Oh yeah, the Krugs are just not, like, he's got even more health after the
We've
Krugs.
seen him struggle with those before.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
he is the Krug Lord, you know, he turned it all around. You were talking about character development, that's the arc.
Yeah.
He went from, you know, the Krugs schooling him to them teaching him their ways. And now he is one with the Krug. And it has made him even more terrifying for his opposition. At least that's my headcanon.
Yeah, I like it. You know, you should get it on a paper.
Yeah, we'll try and figure something out. As Zeka going to be able to answer here momentarily. 13-12 is the kill score. 3 dragons apiece. Huracan is there for T1. That's sort of helping them in a lot of these fights as well, you could imagine.
They also have the upgraded boots.
Yes, true. Feats of strength are good. But Faker has got 4 items. And Gumayusi just completes his 6th.
Yeah, the GA is such a big pickup to have. Also for Viper, it's still difficult because he doesn't have IE. So does he go IE or GA as his last item?
Yeah, I'm
and the
totally
thing
sure.
is, I don't know if he's going to get to the last item because Dragon is up in 35. We're on the map for this.
Yep. This could be the last opportunity. There's the knock-up onto Doran. Can they actually secure this, though? That's the question. Zeka snaps back, but a lot of damage has been done. The ultimate's going to tag him as the Nature's Grasp will come through. Zeus groups back up with his team as Gumayusi's doing so much work. Finds the culling. It takes matters into his own hands. Gumayusi just says, not today, HLE. Down to his GA, but he has that item, so he can go this crazy in the fight. And T1 just roll over the top.
Bravo.
Absolute decimation. 5v5 team fighting composition be damned. T1 run them over. The final fight doesn't even look close.
That was just blink and it's over. And T1, they do it again. Game number 2 ends in about the same abrupt fashion as game number 1.
Nice.
And I guess the best thing you can think about for HLE is at least they were winning for a portion of these games. Unfortunately, it's not enough to kill a Nexus against T1. Not this year.
No, it is not. And I think I will say, as a caveat, HLE did make it look more competitive. There was definitely moments where it looked like we saw some of the HLE of old,
come on.
but it still shows that
Yeah.
Try Whoop for free and feel the difference.
Okay, I feel the difference.
Optimize.
Let's see.
despite them kind of moments where it looked like we saw some of the HLE of old, but but it still shows that despite them kind of leveling up to a degree, there's still such a difference between, you know, T1 who are looking like at worst second best, and honestly, often
probably even. We could say they are currently 3-3
sometimes
against
often ahead.
Genji.
Yeah.
Yep.
And right now, just looking at incredible form. Doran, I think, had a fantastic series. The Ambassador was finding some clutch ults and doing a lot of work, and on the Yorick as well, a menace in side lanes.
I think maybe it's time for the Gumayusi fans to get what they want, because I feel like that last team fight, something that he really took into his own. Also having a pretty good game number 1 as well on the Sivir. It's so hard though. There were some phenomenal performances here. Wow, that's a lot of Gumayusis. Maybe someone agrees with me there. As this guy on the bot though, I mean,
that's
what are you supposed to do, man? It's hard. I'm kind of glad that I don't have a P1 vote.
It's so difficult.
Yep. I also said that Hle can't win against T1 this year. They did win against them this year. That happened already. But if you were to divide this year in half, they haven't done it this half of the year. So there we go. I've just fixed it for myself. Have you got anywhere with your decision?
I'm pondering. I'm pondering.
Pondering.
I'm pondering. It's so difficult.
You're not allowed to ponder.
Yeah, you know.
Ion's waiting for you.
Okay, I'm trying.
Replay.
I'm just putting as much pressure on as I can.
Yeah, thank you
to
for
get
that.
you to make.
You know what? I'm gonna go with what I thought. Yeah.
Let your heart decide.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
That's a good idea. There we go.
Okay. And you know what's the thing? You might think, well, maybe you should have thought of it before the end of the game. I did think of it before the end of the game. And
it's hard, yeah.
It's hard, okay?
And also the end of the game has to factor in.
Yes, I thought I had a good answer. And you know what? At the end of the day, there's a lot of good options. And that's, sometimes people think there's a right answer. There's multiple right answers all of the time. And it's just what you decide. And at the end of the day, a lot of people on T1 played really good. I think Carrier's Bard, in every game he plays it, but game 1 especially was very transformative. I think Guma had a really consistent series. I think Doran had some fantastic moments. You know, some great Ambassador ults in game 1, stopping the TP in game 2, the Ghoulie kill.
Yeah.
Faker had...
I think maybe it's like, for me, it's Guma or Doran that I would be voting for, but I don't know. I feel like Gumayusi was like the target for everyone all the time. Like this moment where he got skill checked by Zeus 3 times in a row.
I think you can't really feel bad about Guma or Doran.
Yep.
I also think that Carrier, I think if Carrier's Bard was game 2, just because people
recency bias,
which I feel like is kind of unfair, because I think if it was the other way around, he probably would get it. You know, so maybe that's an argument for him, but I think Guma played this one really well. It's not an easy composition to play Lucian into. Nope. This is a hard comp to play Lucian into. You're short range, there's a lot of threats. Zeka was trying to kill you. He was trying to unbind your soul, and you refused to let your soul be unbound.
And the engage onto Doran just straight up didn't work. Faker denies Zeus from entering the fight as well, so the equalizer opportunity just isn't there in line with the Nature's Grasp.
I think if anyone needs convincing for Guma, this passage of play will do it. Like the dodge away on the hook from Delight, avoids the Mark L, goes forward, and he baits Zeka in with a GA.
And he knew that he could do it as well because he had that GA.
Yeah.
And so just incredible performance here in the clutch from T1.
Nice.
You can see that gold lead went up to 6.3K for Hle at its zenith, but then it had to come back down again. And T1 will take the series 2-0. I do want to say this looked at least competitive.
Yeah, I think.
And last time it did not look quite like that.
This is all I wanted from Hle. Okay, I don't think I expected them to beat T1. 3 games would have been nice, but at least they looked competitive, which is more than we could say from, again, last matchup. But still work to be done. Considering Hle in LCK Cup with
and it's Doran, the 0-4 Ambessa Palm. I love that because he was an absolute god in that series.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think the Ambessa had a lot of great moments with landing some clutch ults onto Viper specifically. There was also, for me, a big moment was when he stopped the TP from Zeus on the on the Yorick, and also the Ghoulie kill on a Viper was pretty
That was
great as well.
definitely very much for the funny side of things. This is also a pretty historic moment as well, because Gen G secure first place in the regular season. So HLE cannot actually catch back up with them anymore, as they were in second place, obviously. And so now T1 tying them here will mean that T1 can still leapfrog and get second, but Gen G are guaranteed first.
Yeah, and I think ultimately with how they're playing, HLE should be very worried about T1 overtaking them.
Yeah.
They obviously haven't off this one, but they are climbing quickly.
Exactly. They're only one match behind at this point in time, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
if
and
I'm having a look.
You can't even bank on Gen G beating them, you know?
Yep.
Because they've been trading wins, so if HLE in the third round robin...
oh no, they're even. They're even now. Is that the case?
But they're down in game score.
Yeah, they're down in game score, but they are even in match score, so it only needs to be another T1 win, and they can make it to second place. As Doran preparing for this interview, this guy, man, this has been an incredible year for Doran. I know we make jokes about the year of Closer, but maybe it actually is just the year of Doran. Obviously, we are potentially speaking a little bit too soon because he does need to prove himself on the international stage. But still, I mean, maybe he has kind of done that already.
He has already done that, so I wouldn't even say he has to.
Yeah, okay.
It's been a pretty good year for Doran.
Yeah.
We can just say, year of the Doran.
That's it.
So let's have a listen to it now.